Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This week we're going to be talking about pricing, value pricing versus hourly pricing. I'm Karen, I'm a CPA, entrepreneur with big ideas, and I'm the mom.
I'm Cadie. I'm a payroll specialist, business owner, and detail-oriented person that makes things happen, and I'm the daughter. Welcome to Cheers to Business. Let's just start off in the business world. What is pricing?
It's what somebody else is willing to pay for whatever you have or can give them.
To get to that, you've got to build in, your cost.
You have to know what your costs are first.
And then what percentage you want on top of that.
Right. How much above your cost, because you can't sell at cost. You've done nothing.
What's the point?
What's the point? You're actually going in the hole because you still got to eat. So find that place first.
Pricing is going to be that cost
right,
plus your percentage of markup to get to a profit.
Yeah, how much net profit do you want on top?
Simple, period. Then if we move on to value pricing, same thing as pricing. You've got your costs plus your percentage of markup to get to your profit, but it also incorporates what?
In my opinion, it incorporates knowledge, experience, tricks of the trade.
Reliability,
credibility, perception.
What you give to someone.
What am I giving to you? But it could be everybody out there listening. What are you giving to your client, to your customer, that they're willing to pay you a little bit more just to be with you?
So I think I got it. It's not what you can charge. It's what you can prove that you're worth.
Yes, it's the perception of your value, the feel good, whatever that I had somebody good.
Yeah, not even like here's what I'm worth. It's what they think I'm worth.
Right, and I know that only because other people are willing to pay it. My value has changed over the years. When I first started out, I think anybody starting out, they will take anything that they can get. Mm-hmm. The cheapest tax return, whatever, just trying to build. You're so excited and you're so scared to lose clients, so you'll put up with the biggest pain in the ass that you can find. So I think as you build a company, people's pricing needs to adapt. One, you've gained more experience. And I think that experience and knowledge has added more value to me. So therefore, I think every business owner has to learn and evolve to pass that on to the clients, because do I think my value is higher than somebody fresh out of college?
Absolutely.
And so that may be. Now, I had somebody ask me one time, they said, well, your bill's too high. I said, you know what? I am not going to apologize for quality. But it took me a long time to get there, and I think other people have that problem too.
So a problem that I've run into and other people have is getting people to see that value initially. I mean, obviously, once they're a client and you prove yourself, they, accept that cost and they're happy to pay it. But what about initially?
It's tough because, one, do they know you at all? You brought credentialing to it if they at least knew you, either socially or friends or family or whatever. But I think that the confidence you have in your value actually expounds to other people, and they can see your confidence of what you do. I think that alone helps add value to it. Now, one time I had somebody, a roofer, came to see me, and I was referred, but he was shopping. And you can tell when they're shopping, they call you, how much to do my payroll?
Yeah.
All right. So they say, well, how much to do this? Well, I would add $50 to those costs, to the price, to what we would actually, because we weren't an H&R Block and I didn't want to be one.
But that was once you were established.
True.
Let's rewind to your first year. You probably would have lowered it by $50.
I would have. Yeah, I probably did. Because, I had to eat. And so I was trying to grow something. But this roofer guy, he was in my conference room, and he goes, and it was a big job. It was a really big job, like monthly bookkeeping and a bunch of other stuff. And I didn't know what this stuff looked like. So I looked at him and I went, well, you're a roofer, right? He said, yeah. I said, how much to roof my house? He said, I ain't seen your house. I said, I haven't seen your accounting either. Then he appreciated that I'm not going to give you a sticker price. Mm-hmm. And I think that you've kind of actually taught me this a little bit. And when I'm talking payroll with people, you go, no, don't do the price first. You know that. So I think you already do it because you know and are confident in the value of what you're doing for people.
I struggle with it after the fact. So let's say that I'm selling and I find out about their business, how many employees, how big of a job it is, and you need to know that type of thing. And so we agree on a price and they're a client. And then after the fact, they're like, oh yeah, I need this, this, and that. And obviously those are additional services, and billing for those are so hard because I'm just, oh yeah, we can do that. And then boom, we're taking care of work that in the beginning I would have billed for. And that's a hard thing to do. It's just that pricing can be really uncomfortable for people.
It is. It's a whole uncomfortable process. It really is. I never like doing collecting or even talking about the money, because I feel like if I'm being fair, but if I save you $10,000 and I up your bill $100, I don't want to hear your shit. And that has actually happened to me in the past. Turn it around. If you don't value me, don't use me. It's really as easy as that. But that's the hardest thing to get to from when you start your own business.
Yeah. Because, after they're a client, I hear I hate we waited so long to switch. You're so much more affordable. I wish we did it sooner. And it's just yes. But getting people to see that beforehand or to even sit down and talk with people,
But I do think people need a little warning, because we can value price all day. How much value am I bringing to you? But it can also, you can cross, I've seen a line cross where it became cocky.
Tell me more.
Okay. So I'm $400 an hour. You ain't crap if nobody will pay $400 an hour. Mm-hmm. You're 22. How can you be $400 an hour?
Right.
Maturity, experience, confidence, education, all that goes into the package of each person around, every single living, breathing human being. And what do you do that you love that brings value to other people? So what is the price tag on what you're doing?
You know what one of the biggest compliments to me is when you meet people out in the networking community or you're introduced, whatever, and you get to know each other over time, and then one day they call you and say, I need you, or I'm ready, I'm ready to switch, and they don't even ask about pricing.
Oh, yeah. I've had it happen in the other world, too.
It's one of the best feelings because that takes a lot of trust that, you're not going to overprice them or, oh, they didn't ask about pricing, let me increase it. That's just, it's one of the best feelings.
And it should be taken as the best compliment ever, that they've seen your value of what you're doing. And so I think every single business should relook at their pricing in the next week, in the next month. Are you pricing competitively?
Barely.
Oh, yeah. That's a good F word to me. Everything has to be fair. So is it fair? Do you bring value? And is somebody else willing to pay it?
Absolutely.
Those are the three components. So I challenge every business out there, because none of us really like dealing with this. We're so scared we're going to lose a client, customer, or whatever. The only ones that should be scared of losing a client is doctors, because those patients, and that means they're dead.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Harsh.
But think about it. I think sometimes things need a punch in the face for you to really say, I do need to look at this. And I think people need to look at their pricing. There's some people that the prices haven't gone up because they've been with you so long. There's only so much that can be said for loyalty. Now, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know, because you helped build my business. You helped get me to where I'm at now. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'm so glad I know you. But my software, there were 500 law changes last year, and my software cost doubled. My people want a raise. They've been loyal, so I've got to pay them. So all this understanding of what goes on in your business is also going on in the businesses of the people that you're dealing with. Your lawyer, your banker, your accountant, your IT person. We all have these things. So that's why it's got to be about fairness.
And it goes back to relationships. If you have a relationship with that person, I feel like there's that more of that understanding is there.
Absolutely. If I know I can call you at 9 o'clock at night because I'm working late and you can help solve my problem, I really don't care what you cost at that point.
Exactly. I mean, my IT guy just came out to the office last week and I got the bill today. I just automatically pay it. I'm not looking at each line item, calculating the hours that he was there. I don't care. I trust him. I know he's worth it. He answers when I need him. And so I'm going to pay it. And to have that same respect it's priceless almost. That's value pricing.
When I was starting to tell clients that I was getting out of the CPA world, one of them said to me, "Are their prices the same as yours?"
Oh my gosh.
And I went,
They should say, "Are they going to take care of me like you did?"
Right. Well, it's funny you say that because I said, "Mr. Smith, you have tried to negotiate my price for so many years." And he said, "That's what you do." And I think it may be if you're selling a widget, whatever a widget is.
Sausage.
I know. If you're selling, no, I like Deborah sausage. I'd pay value for that, value money. If you're selling something, then I think it could possibly be negotiated.
A tangible product.
But a service, if you ask me to negotiate my bill, I am devaluing myself. So why would you want me?
Sounds almost like arrogant, though. Like, I'm not saying you're an arrogant person, but just the way that comes off.
I'm not arrogant, am I?
No.
But no, I don't want that to sound arrogant either. I don't mean it that way at all. What I mean is we should have a comfortable range
of pricing.
If you go to sell your house, you're going to start out high and know that there's a place that you'll come to, but you don't want to start there. Right?
Or go lower than that.
Or go lower than that. So I know that it didn't take me 30 minutes to do a tax return, okay? It took me 25 years.
Or you can do a tax return in 30 minutes because of those 25 years.
Exactly.
But you're not billing for 30 minutes of your time.
Right. I'm not billing it off for tax returns anymore.
So I think part of it is it's not necessarily how long or how much time you put in it.
Right. Because
there's a lot of other factors.
There's so many different factors. You know, if I can do something faster and better, it's because I've been practicing for a long time. Mm-hmm. And so that was the point I was trying to put across and not sound arrogant. So I'm sorry if I did that. I know, and I think we all come to a point that everybody has value at something. So where's the comfort zone that other people are willing to pay for your value? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to summarize this, value pricing, it's not based on how long it takes you to do something, but rather the value of that service or product and the experience that went into that. And you should have a range. You know, here's my high end of pricing that I'm going to start out with. And then, you know, we can work down from there. But you've got to have that low point that you don't go under. Now, will there ever be a time where you do go under that low, you know, your low end of pricing?
I can only think of two reasons right now that somebody would ever go under. One, they're trying to churn cash and just create cash flow. And if you do that long enough, you're going to go out of business because you're never getting ahead. You're not even breaking even. So number two, that you have valued yourself enough and others have valued you enough that they've been willing to pay for what your value is so that it's time for you to give back. So you may do some promo work or, you know, for a nonprofit or just help somebody out. You know, I've had people walk in and I knew they didn't have the money and it was somebody's cousin's uncle's sister or something. And with tears in their eyes, they could not solve their problem. And in 2 seconds, I solved it with a phone call or whatever. And they look at you so thankful and they go, "How much?" "Well, that would have cost $1,000, but I said $100. And they look at me and they know. And I say, "Pay it forward." That's the only other time.
What are we drinking today?
Can you taste the fruit? It's almost like a silky texture in it. I really do like it, though. It's La Mistral. La Mistral. Isn't that a musical? Oh, this is Les Miserables.
Wow. Clearly, this is some good wine. So if you would like some delicious wine, go visit Domke Market. Ask for Brooke. She's amazing. We would like to thank her for all of our wine on the Cheers to Business podcast.
That made me giggle. Thank you, Brooke. Hey, Cadie, at least one thing.
What?
At least this wine isn't less miserable.
Oh, my gosh. Is the bottle empty? Because I think you drank it all.
You took the last of it.
You want to go first?
Yeah. Cheers to knowing your value.
Cheers to actually being able to get it.
Y'all, thank you so much for listening and being here with us today. I'm Karen.
I'm Cadie. Please be sure to subscribe to Cheers to Business podcast on iTunes or anywhere else that you get your podcast. Visit our Facebook and be sure to give us a like. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to discuss, shoot us an email from the website cheerstobusiness.com.